Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hardspace Shipbreaker. My name is Wakata, and in this episode we're going to tackle a problem that's going around the forums right now, which is the depressurization of a Gecko Salvage Runner. Now, in version 0.5.0, the pretty rad update, they fixed a problem with the salvage runner, making it extremely dangerous to depressurize. And I'm going to be upfront and honest, I don't have a quick, reliable method at this point. So this episode is going to be about exploring ways we can possibly depressurize it's the back half that's the problem, not the front half. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some wacky stuff that probably isn't going to work, and we're just going to cycle the same ship until we figure out a way of depressurizing it properly, and then see if that works on other versions of it. So this is going to be a kind of a clip show of my probably blowing the ship up multiple times. So let's get to it. So previously there was a problem where when you depressurize the ECU, that room with the ECU in it, it would breach into the rest of the ship and depressurize the rest of the ship. And that would actually mostly safely depressurize the back half of the ship. So I'm going to remove these arms. We're not doing an actual clear, but they are on the back of the ship, and I want fewer, wild cards in place. And this is going to be the only time that I show kind of the first part of this, and then I'm going to explain what attempt I'm going to make. Where am I going to cut? It is going to be the exact same ship over and over again. I'm going to abandon shift
pressure levels dropping
and reload the same ship. And all we're going to do is just try to salvage or depressurize the back. Of course, we can always expect there to be a forklift in here on any one of these. The variants change up what salvage is in them, but I've always seen a forklift in here. So we know how to handle the front. We're not going to worry about the front at the moment, though the front might become part of the solution. Okay. So this is what we got to deal with in this challenge. Wow, this is extra salvagey. Oh man. There's even a working oxygen bottle. They're really throwing everything at us. A fume chute. Alright. So we're going to go with, I guess, the most direct approach. First of all, that's going to be fair to remove anything that we can actually pick up. I think the most direct approach is going to be dragging all the objects down instead of up, because we know up is where the coolant pipe is, right there. Although up has these nice strong structures. They're aluminum, they're not titanium. So we're going to start with down. And right now the entire ship is pressurized, so this is safe to cut out. Now, for the record, I think this is a terrible idea. But the solution may be what seems like a terrible idea, and that may actually work. Alright, we're near ourselves into the floor. And we're going to... I think we're also going to close off the front half.
Pressure levels dropping.
Just so it's less air being pushed through. Let's get this guy out of the way. And I think we just cut out one of these front panels. Or bottom panels right here. And just let everything... Yeah! Oh yeah! I'm trapped inside. Oh, this is not good. Not good. Oh, get me out of here. Ah, oh no.
Fire damage. Please recommend maintaining a safe distance from flammable items.
Okay, so we can count that as a. Oh no no, I don't think I want to. Oh no, reactor's going.
Reactor meltdown sequence triggered.
I need another way out of here.
Fired.
Oh, it's going fast.
Salvage lost. Reward decreasing.
Get me out. Get me out. Alright, so I would say that was a successful test in the sense that, alright, we got a little bit of time before it goes up. Assess what it did, because this damage is not from the reactor going up. Ooh. Okay, so we can see what happened. The salvage got pulled through the inner walls, which had a cascade effect of everything coming apart. Alright, so the panel straight down, not a good option. Alright, so let's
Reactor condition critical.
I guess before we restart,
Prepare for
we'll
uncontrolled explosion.
watch the reactor go up. Save the utility arms!
Salvage secure.
Run to safety, little guys! Alright, safe distance. Alright, so that method lost us 2 milestones at least. I'm gonna count that as a not a good method. Alright, on to the next attempt. Alright, attempt number 2. We're gonna take a more practical approach on this one.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
And we're gonna do it the way we normally would had. Front to back. And we're gonna see that they have fixed that bug. And then we're just going to, you know, try to mitigate what's going to happen. So, here's one thing I do want to try to do. Let's... This is addressing the front more than it is the back. I'm just gonna get this thing out of the way. Thank you. And that's a problem for the future. I just want to get it out of the way. I wouldn't normally do that, but we're not going to depressurize that one in this test, because we're just assuming that everything went fine with the front. You need to close that.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
And that forklift is always a wild card. So normally we would start by depressurizing here.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Work our way to the back. Now, before they fix the bug, what would happen is if we open this door right here to the ECU, this would depressurize the back, and it would do so almost safely. Usually there would be a little bit of a puncture of a coolant line, but it didn't really cause a problem. But as we can see, the back is still pressurized, except for the airlock, which is we did depressurize, so that's fine. So everything's going the way it should at this point. not gonna bother depressurizing the side chambers. We know that would be safe. This is the point of this is to make the trail to the back.
Airlock pressure levels increasing. Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Shut doors button is gonna open. Alright. And it's gonna leave the back one closed. Alright, so we are now at the point where we are looking at depressurization all around us and the back room being available. Let's see here. Let's do this. So if we break that door,
Airlock
we
pressure levels
depressurize
increasing.
the rear into the front. But the door would be up here and it would go through the ladder and all that stuff. So we're gonna try depressurizing by blowing out that door. Alright. And so our next attempt might be to go through the roof. It's probably our best bet. Alright, here we go. No, I don't want to be stuck in the middle! Oh yeah, not going well. I
1346
got killed.
52.
Alright.
Vital signs have
That
been
didn't
lost.
work.
Please reboot your monitor.
I don't know what killed me. Reason for replacement. Explosion on site, clean your body. Huh. Alright, so let's examine the damage and then move on to attempt number 3. So on the outside it looks perfectly fine. Alright, so let's cut this door out. Get out of our way. Alright, so yeah, the wall breached. No surprise there. Yeah, the inner walls collapsed again. But we didn't have a meltdown this time, so that was technically better than last time. Well, I mean, except for the dying part. Alright. Alright. Attempt number 3. Alright, here we are back where we left off last time. Just before the explosion, the front of the cabin is
Airlock pressure
depressurized.
levels increasing.
And we theorized that going up, although we probably should have taken these ladders out, would be better than going through the door. You know what, we're not going to bother taking. We know that this isn't going to work. If we feel like the ladders caused a problem, then we'll go back and remove them next time. All right, attempt number 3.
Please revisit your training.
All right, we didn't die in this one. Oh, look, that's going to be much easier to salvage. You know, that actually wasn't terrible. That was not nearly as bad as we've come to expect. Let's just see how much damage was done in here. See if there's ongoing fire or anything like that. If we can see through the wreckage. Okay, so the side door blew out on that. I mean, it's a mess, but it's salvageable. And that is the name of the game, right? Things don't have to be pretty.
Object accepted for processing.
Oh,
Credit deposit.
that ceiling is still there. Okay, I don't know how reliably. I mean, this might have been a luck of the bounce, you know, things bouncing around. But that could have been much worse. So we're going to go to attempt 3.5, and we're going to do the same exact depressurization event and see how it compares. Attempt 3.5. Everything behind me is depressurized except for the, 2 cargo rooms. Same as last time. We're going to cycle this so that that door is open. As you can see, the forklift is safely put away. Alright, this is exactly what we did last time. Let's see if we get the same result. Looking worse this time. Well, I think we got a little bit more red, but I still don't think that it was...
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded.
Yeah, stuff is still getting destroyed. Alright, let's see what the internal damage is. Let's see if it blew out the side again. It did not. So as you can see, it is, as expected, a random bouncing of stuff. We did literally everything exactly the same. Looks like we took a little more damage. The arm and stuff didn't fly off this time. We don't have an electrical storm in here this time. Although we do have a fire, so there's some stuff still being destroyed. Okay, well, I mean, it's still possible to get the 5 milestones using this method, at least on this ship. And again, different ships, different stuff. So, we're going to say that this is the best result so far, or the best method so far, but we're not going to call it a good method. So let's go on to method number 4. Okay, so let's think about what we know about the back half of the salvage runner. We know that it is part of the inner shell, right? It's all one big compartment because the piping goes up and over and there is a structure over it. So it's not sealed from the shell. And we also know that because that used to be the problem where the ECU would breach through its wall and more or less safely cause a decompression event. So let's try something kind of insane. Because, sane things aren't working. Let's try the insane. Let's breach the hull. And I guess that's as good as any place. And let's just, I guess, kind of control a little bit about the explosion. All right. Fire in the hole. All right. Well, it is depressurizing the whole thing, as we expect.
Salvage destroyed. Please refrain from damaging salvage.
Somehow it got the forklift. Alright, so far that's the least amount of red.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
There is an electrical vent going on inside it. So the inner wall didn't breach. That's progress.
Valuable object processed. Credits awarded.
So if this fire is the only thing, then that wasn't terrible. Of course, we know how unreliable that's going to be, right? Okay, get this out of there.
Fire damage.
So, I guess we try that again? I mean, that was the best so far because it didn't break down those inner walls.
Salvage
We lost the
secured.
forklift, but we
Account
could
credit
prep the
applied.
forklift by moving it into a chamber that doesn't get depressurized. Although it's going to eventually be a chamber somewhere that gets depressurized. Because wherever we put it is going to eventually get depressurized. So let's just restart this and see 4.5, or let's just call it 4.1. I feel like we might have to try this a number of times. Alright, I believe it's the
Salvage
same
deposit
panel in the
accepted.
same
Credit
place.
transferred.
Pre-tether it to where we want it to go. Alright. Replicating attempt number 4. It's 4.1. Fire in the hole.
Salvage destroyed. Please revisit your training.
Forklift, rail guide. Again, we might be able to mitigate the forklift.
Object accepted for processing.
There goes a
Credit
thruster.
deposited.
We'll consider that a loss. I mean, obviously we can grab it real quick, but it could have not blown out. It could have taken damage and not blown out of the room and be unrecoverable. Still, that being said, it didn't happen too. It didn't go too terrible. I mean, look at the round of red is not bad. One of the roofs blew out again, giving us access. The walls maintained, and again we could. Well, I guess maybe the forklift survived. Something else got destroyed then. There's a hazard somewhere. We got to figure out what that is. But no meltdown. Okay, coolant tank, not bad, not bad. You know, as crazy as it is, so far attempt number 4 has been, I think, our best method of dealing with this. And you know, in both times we didn't go inside, which means this is getting depressurized. We never closed the door there. And all this should be safe to... I mean, we know there's nothing in here floating around. So, the rest of the depressurization, we'll assume, would go fine. Yeah, nothing crazy happening. Alright. Alright. I'm not willing yet to call it the definitive method, but... that's a fully depressurized salvage runner with relatively minimal, and I would say acceptable amount of damage compared to where we've been. I think we're going to expand on number 4, being breach the hull, and maybe see if we can find a better place to breach it. Let's try something else. Alright, let's pick somewhere else to breach. Do we dare breach straight up? See, I think that's a bad thing. I think where we're having success is where we're breaching in such a way that the air is being pulled forward as opposed to inwards towards the walls. But then again, the 2 times we did the hatch here, it was still forward. You know, let's just we'll do it right here. Why not? So this is something we would do anyway. In any scenario, we would take out anything that could be saved on the outside ahead of time. And I'm not going to get rid of everything, but I'm going to get rid of the stuff that's around the breach point. So this isn't, so whatever red we have isn't from things that we would have easily saved. I guess would help if I tie that to the barge instead of the actual ship. Alright. Actually, we want to pre-tether that.
Secured. Credits deposited.
Alright, fire in the hole! I do not feel like this is going to be better, by the way. Oh, it didn't even take it. Oh, that felt bad. The game is struggling. There's a lot going on in there.
Processing valuable object. Credits awarded. Salvage destroyed.
I'm just keeping these things
Don't
from
do that.
going into the furnace and counting against us. So that was a little bit more red. Oh my goodness, it is a nightmare in there. Yeah, both inner walls got breached. That's kind of what I expected. We're going to say that's not a good method. Alright, 4.2, the roof is not good. Alright, 4.3, I guess. Let's try, oh, this is just not a good idea. We don't know. No way, we're not doing the front. Just not doing it. Alright, I think what we're going to try to do is get a, one of the salvage bays, maybe. Or
Salvage deposit accepted.
both of them. Oh, yes. Alright. Alright, this is insane, but I'm going to try it anyway. We breach both of these bays
Secured.
as simultaneously as possible. I say as possible because we know that the breach charges don't go off together. But the idea being that the salvage on both sides gets pulled upwards. And this is 4.3. We might do a 4.3.1 where we put more breach charges around the perimeter. But for now, we're going to try just one. Fire in a hole. Yeah, I suspected those would come free. That's good.
Material deposited. Valuable object processed.
Oh. Oh, we might be onto something. We might be onto something. That was the least amount of red that we've had so far. I mean, sure, it's a massive debris field, but that's what the salvage runner is anyway. It's full of a bunch of, you know, stray garbage. So we add a little bit to it.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited. Deposit accepted.
Alright, I think that we try that again. And mind you, we're doing this, I was going to say in a vacuum. We're in space, so that's kind of... we could be doing some prep work potentially inside that we're not doing. You know, I'm surprised this isn't, you know, melting down, because we obviously broke the
Raw material processed.
coolant
Credits
line.
deposited.
But, you know, we're doing no prep work, right? We could potentially cut some of these to make it a cleaner extraction, you know, maybe try to move that rail line out of the way. I don't think so. That doesn't sound viable. And we definitely could be coming through here and closing that door out. Let's try this again with closing the airlock. All right, we're going to call this attempt 4.3A. So I have depressurized the entire front of the ship, and I'm going to get this forklift out. So we are in unpressurized areas. You can see in the bottom right. It's sealed off now. So now the forklift is no longer a wild card. And I want to exit the ship.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Okay. So now we're gonna try this again. Oh, we did it here. I know we still gotta move those crane arms. And here. Ow! Oh,
Helmet
seriously?
damage detected. Be sure to always budget for helmet repair costs.
Get out of here. Don't hit me on the way down. What? Ah, good grief. Just go out of the way. That really shot me up into space. Nope.
Salvage secured.
No.
Credits deposited.
No. Oh, good grief. This is not... You know, you get in a hurry to test something, and this weird stuff happens. Alright. No more of that from you guys.
Salvage secured. Account credit applied.
Just need an accurate test of how much red we get. Alright. Let's get back at a safe distance because everything's trying to kill us already. Okay, that didn't go as cleanly as before, but still not terrible.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Things are still breaking. Okay, I can't get a clean line on that one. I'll rush in here and see what's, you know, everything else is burning.
Material deposited.
Some radiation there. That's unfortunate. Got beyond a little bit of radiation.
Valuable object processed.
You know, we don't have a meltdown event going on. That really wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. Alright, stop doing that. You know, the inner wall... I think the inner wall survived, right? No, they didn't. But that's not such a big deal because they're not getting pulled into, you know, in and towards the front, which was causing the cascade of issues. All right, let's expand on this idea. All right, 4.3.B. We're gonna get a little crazy here. Now I know I'm using demo charges, and there's probably some people watching this who say I don't have demo charges yet. And to that I say, well, tough. just tough. Oh, but realistically, we get demo charges not too far into the game, and we do run into some ships that could use demo charges before we have them, and that just kind of becomes part of the progress of the game, right? You gain abilities by gaining new stuff, and maybe, you know, if this turns out to be the best way of doing this, maybe you avoid the ship until you get demo charges, because there's a lot more game after the point of getting demo charges, and so we need to look at this from a full tool set. So I've opened this door here so that it would close the door behind it. I didn't bother depressurizing anything, just this way it doesn't depressurize the front. And we're just gonna see how, you know, if this is enough to release the salvage chambers and just pull everything out. Now, if this is successful, the real risk here is salvage going into the wrong places. But, you know, we'll figure it out. See what happens. Let's get a vantage point so we can actually see what's happening.
Salvage destroyed. Please revisit your training.
Oh, lost a heat sink. That's unfortunate.
Valuable object process.
Oh,
Credits deposited.
that doesn't look good. Yeah, that was not an improvement.
Reactor meltdown detected. Urgent action required.
Urgent action required. Oh, we can't get it out of there without taking out all their stuff.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited. Reactor critically unstable. Detonation imminent.
Oh, get away from me! Go, 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 go! Nope! Oh, that was kind of spectacular.
Activity observed.
Alright, so 4.3b was not a success. Alright, I think that we have pretty well exhausted option 4 of breaching the hull in different areas. And probably should move on to a different idea. I mean, we've had pretty good results, arguably. Of course, that, you know, all this really depends on what kind of stuff is floating around. But I think that this is a good ship to do all that testing on because we have an excessive amount of stuff. What do we want to do here? Excessive amount of stuff that is floating around.
Pressure levels increasing.
This ship is almost a worst case scenario. So I think what we're going to do is go on to 5. We're going to do something that I never do in any ship. First we're going to get this guy out of the way. We're going to put him in a corner. It's going to be our protected room. Speed up so he'll turn around. That's a good boy. Come inside. Enjoy your new home. Alright. We're going to do something that I never do, which is I'm going to just open all this up to the back. And we're going to... We're going to breach this door. put these floating objects away. Since when does that not open? I cut doors out all the time. Seriously. As I was saying, I'm gonna put these away somewhere safe. I'm not a big fan of putting these into a room that I don't want things broken in because the ECU is there, but this is a test. This is a test that I expect to fail horribly. It's been a long time since I tried to use a atmospheric regulator to depressurize other rooms. I just seem to remember it not working well. So, yeah. Yeah. That was interesting. Man, the ship really came apart, but not much got destroyed. Okay, we have some electrical problems. Those things are going to break. Oh, the ceiling is... Oh, arcs everywhere. Coolant leaks. I am not feeling safe. I mean, it was the least damage. Oh, I don't want that to be the best way to do this. So we would have to resolve these electrical issues quickly. I want you to open the door. It's not going to happen, is it? See, that door came out the way it's supposed to. So, obviously I'm not going to tear the whole barge, but I just want
Warning, electrical damage. Note that excess
see how successfully we can at least
found to negatively impact long-term job satisfaction.
deal with the ongoing hazards, because this... Alright, quite enough of that. And the point of this is getting to a stable state. Okay, so that was the source of all the electrical. So all we'd have to do is successfully deal with the jack, the forklift. I probably should have opened that last. But oh well. And then finally the ECU room. Alright, so that was my least favorite way of decompressing or depressurizing a ship. But in this case, it seems to have worked out in our favor. Alright. Alright, so I think what we're going to do, that was a method 5. That definitely was best of everything else. We're going to try it a couple more times to make sure it works fairly reliably. And then next episode will be me doing this ship, the entire ship, with using the chosen method. Alright, here we are again. Not understanding why that door isn't coming out like it normally does. Oh. Don't know my own strength. The forklift has been put in the side room. as before. I'm going to maintain that's just the best practice with this kind of method, because it is a heavy object that really can bang around. Stuff flying at me doesn't make me comfortable. Alright. Let's assess the damage. We didn't have the electrical arc that time, that was good. He's not freaking out too much. Something's going on somewhere, but we're not seeing the coolant leak issues. Okay, well, that was actually a pretty good depressurization. I got one more attempt I want to try before we call this a method. Two more, actually. There's one more modification. We're going at 5.1. And then I want to look through my list and see if there's another ship that we can test this on. Alright, so this is attempt 5.1. And of course we're going to put this guy away, as like always. Okay, let's go smooth every time except for the time that I am recording it. Push it forward a little bit. And then pulling back, let him hit the wall. And turn. Oh, good grief. He knows that I'm recording this. It's... You know, I wanted to show you guys how to get this in easily, which is why I'm recording this. And he's just going to be uncooperative. So normally, if you get him a little momentum there on the edge, it will spin around and give you a good angle. But of course it knows I'm recording, so it's just going to give me all the grief it possibly can. Get in there. Alright, so the modification of this is going to be, we're going to force decompress through this door and leave everything else open. I don't feel like, I feel like the difference is the atmospheric regulator as opposed to opening a door.
Your pressure level decreasing.
So I don't think this is going to work. I think this is more akin to our original, you know, normal set. You know, where we blew out the doors in the airlock. I don't know which attempt that was. I think that was probably attempt number 2. Alright, so everything all the way to the back is open space behind us. But we're pulling all the air through here, just like we did with the regulator. But I think the air regulator, the atmospheric regulator, draws the air more slowly. And maybe that's the difference. But let's see just how badly. In fact, I'm going to let go because I don't feel like I want to be up there. Okay, we didn't lose much more, but things that felt more violent. Yeah, that's not good. Now that could be random, but I mean, look, this entire area is broken up. We didn't have that problem before. Alright, we're going to go with the regulator attempt. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end here, because at the end of the previous attempt, I looked through my list of vessels, and I don't have any more salvage runners to test before actually doing a full run of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this here. I'm going to do a full run of this. It'll be its own separate video. And then after that, I'll see if I can find another salvage runner to test this theory on, that has different salvage floating around in it. So let's stop it here, and I'll be right back in the future. All right, so we've done all of our testing, and we're ready to move on to actually doing the salvage runner in another episode, which I've actually already recorded because I had to do it before I could get a new listing of ships. So I'm talking to you from the future, from the past, or something like that. So we've been lucky on this one. This is excellent. The new list, as you can see here at grade 20, there was a salvage runner. So this is pretty much the pinnacle. Strangely enough, there's no grade 21, and if you watch the next episode, you'll understand why I find that to be strange. But I feel like there should be a grade 21. Spoiler. But at grade 20, this really should be kind of the worst of the worst, and that's great for our testing. So we're going to test our method that we consider to be the best method. Alright, so just as a preview, before we test the method, we're going to look at this ship and its cargo. That's bad. A forklift. And just, to see the difference between this one and the other one. Remember, the last one was really packed full. It was a monster of a ship. This one actually doesn't look as bad, except for the extra forklift. So we're going to test this out. We're going to remove bottles that we can remove. And if it goes tragically wrong because of that second forklift, then we will revisit this one more time and move the forklift into a secure place. Like we're going to do the one that we already moved into a secure place. Oh boy, and another one. All right, so we're gonna skip ahead to depressurization. I'm going to put this one away. I'm going to consider that an automatic thing on all attempts, because that makes it consistent with the other ones. But after it's put away, then we're going to resume at the depressurization point. Alright, I have cut out the doors to the cockpit, and I've put them safely away in the ECU room. Now let's see if these two forklifts cause as much damage as they probably will. Rail guide. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty bad. It's still better than all the other things that we try to do, but all of this would be lost. And I'm pretty sure it's because of those forklifts. So, one more try. Alright, that's forklift number 1. I don't know if I can fit all the forklifts in here, but we're gonna try. Alright, that's forklift number 2 in this room. That is going to be a ticking time bomb. Alright, we'll see if we can stuff the third one in here. Alright, that's number 3. In. Now, it might strategically be better to put them in the larger room. I don't know. The point being is that we're taking them out of the randomization factor of, we know it's a large object that causes lots of damage, and we don't want it monkeying with our test data. So we acknowledge that they are a problem, and if you're trying to do this method, and if this works out here, then we know that if you get unlucky and have a bunch of forklifts, you'll need to either do what we just did with them, or maybe find another version of the ship. Or just accept the damage. Why are you getting all turned around on me? Alright, so here we go. Alright. Alright, so that's kind of on par for what we expect. And, you know, this is what it is, right? We got some electrical stuff that we'd have to deal with. But otherwise... Ow!
Electrical damage.
Otherwise, this seems really manageable, right? There isn't rampant fire or anything going through here. So all this stuff can be dealt with later. Looks like there was a little bit of fire in here. A little bit of arcing. So yeah, we would probably want to prioritize getting through, you know, this wall. And getting this stuff out first. But that's manageable, and that's kind of what we expect, right? I mean, there's always going to be some random stuff. So, as a bonus, we're going to open this door up, and then we're going to end the video. There we go, let's wait. Let me out of the way! Alright, well, as you can see, we've neutralized the forklifts as a problem. So, that's pretty good. Alright. So, that is going to be it. We're going to wrap up this forum response episode on methods of depressurizing a Gecko Salvage Runner. And again, there will be an episode after this where we fully salvage the test vehicle that we just did. Not the one that we're in right now, but the one before it. So please do check that out when it comes out. And, you know, if you've worked out a better way of doing this, this is a community effort. You know, I'm not saying that my way is the best way. The point of this episode was for us to kind of walk through different methods and following different logics and seeing why they work or why they don't work. Kind of as a community effort again. If other people, you know, I've eliminated, I feel, a lot of those for other people. If you've watched this and you think you have a different way, or maybe something I tried could have been done a better way, please try it out in your own copy. Leave a comment down here. Hit the forums. We're in it together. You know, we're a bunch of salvagers, and let us know if you find a better way. But hopefully, this will be a satisfactory way for all the people who are having problems with this ship to be able to salvage it now. So, thank you guys for coming out, guys and gals, and thanks for making it to the end of this with me. And yeah, if you liked it, leave a like. Again, if you have any comments, better ways, or anything else you want to talk about, hit the comment section. And hope to see you guys in a future episode. So, yeah, thanks for watching.